Good evening, this is Rogvision, broadcasting from sunny Mill Hill. I'm here to discuss some of the events that have been happening in Barnet recently. Probably the most important thing is the fact that hundreds of Barnet Council employees have been issued redundancy notices today as part of the future reshaping of Barnet Council. As a result of this, many families are going to be approaching the Christmas period, worried about their future, worried about how they're going to pay their mortgages, and worried about how they're going to buy presents for their children. Personally, I think that's a terrible thing to do as we approach Christmas. I think it's really cruel and nasty, and it's all part of a game they're playing to try and manoeuvre the unions, to try and terrorise their employees, and to try and get through a whole load of proposals that at the end of the day are going to make the council a worse place. Now, as far as I'm concerned, this is not the way to conduct negotiations with your employees. What you should do is you should sit down around a table, try and sort out the best way to cut costs in a consensual manner, which means getting everyone's input. That means asking employees if there's anything they know that they can do. When you look at Barnet Council, it's top heavy. There's loads of senior management on hundreds of thousands of pounds a year, some of them. They're earning loads and loads of money. The people who are getting the chop and getting the notice are earning £20,000 or £30,000 a year, and they're in the front line. Now, this cannot be right. What have these people done to deserve such treatment? Well, what they've done is they've provided a good service. I got sent an email by someone asking why I wrote the blog and what I thought about Barnet Council. And the answer is, the reason I write the blog is because I enjoy writing blogs. And what do I think of Barnet Council? I think it's a good organisation, and they help and look after a lot of people. I just think that the people at the top are where the problem is, and those people really need to refocus on doing their job. Now, you take management. What is top heavy? What does top heavy mean? What that means is where you have a manager reporting to another manager, to another manager, to another manager, to another manager, ad infinitum, and all of them are on silly money. And you know, you might have 5 or 6 managers with one bloke at the bottom reporting to him who's actually doing the work. What do? They shuffle paper about amongst each other. You know, at the end of the day, this is where the money is wasted. Now, take the snow that fell this week. In the 60s and 70s, the council used to clear the snow. We used to pay less council tax. You know, taxes were less, services were better. Why has it changed? It's changed because there's officers, staff full of managers who don't do anything useful. And what they're doing all the time, these managers, they spend their lives just trying to find ways of getting rid of people who do the work. And, you know, what's the brilliant idea that they come up to replace it? You know, get old ladies with bad backs to clear their own footpaths. Get people in wheelchairs to sort of get their shovel out and grit their own roads. It's marvellous, isn't it? It's absolutely brilliant if you're stuck in a nice office and you're earning £200,000 a year. I'd probably think that was a good idea. What they never seem to do is they never actually seem to come up with any ideas how they can make services better for people who need it. Anyway, so what my message is to Barnet Council and the people who run it, if they're listening, which I doubt, I mean, they might actually have this little rant on, but they're not actually listening. My message is, go back, have a look how many managers are sitting in the office shuffling bits of paper, and sack them instead of the people who are actually going out and wiping the bums of the people in care and all the other horrible things that your staff on low pay do. Now, just changing the subject. My daughter asked me immediately before this, how come I'm always so calm, happy and cheerful? And I said, it's quite simple, you know. Basically, when things really, really, really wind me up, what do I do? How do I get over the stress? Well, the answer's simple. I just go... And I've been doing that a lot recently. This is Rogvision signing off on Saturday night. Have a good one.